Power BI Desktop is a new application that lets you share interactive dashboards based on your Excel data. Authoring of dashboards is quick. You are basically building pivot charts by dragging fields to pivot table fields lists. Charts are automatically interactive. If you select something in one chart, all of the other charts will filter the selected item. You can create hierarchies to allow people to drill down into the data. With a monthly subscription, you can publish your dashboards to the Power BI servers. You can invite others to your company to consume your reports on their computers or mobile devices. Getting started with Power BI Desktop is free. Start at powerbi.microsoft.com. From products, select Power BI Desktop. Now, download Power BI Desktop for free. When you first open Power BI, you will sign in with the account credentials that you created. You are then presented with a start screen with several tutorials as shown here. Before you start the sign-in process, it's important to learn which types of email addresses that you can use to sign up for Power BI. Power BI requires that you use a work or school email address to sign up. You can't sign up using email addresses provided by consumer email services or telecommunication providers. This includes Outlook.com, Hotmail.com, Gmail.com, and others. If you don't have a work or school account, learn about alternative ways to sign up from this link. You can also sign up for Power BI with .gov or .mil addresses, but this requires a different process. For more info, check out this link. Before you can use Power BI, you need to prepare the data that you want to use in it. To do this, build an Excel workbook with each of your datasets formatted as a table. First of all, select each of the 3 datasets and format them as tables using Ctrl+T. Then name the tables Sales, Geography, and Calendar. The most obvious way to get Excel data into Power BI is not the best. If you choose Home, Get Data from Excel, you can import the data, but any queries, relationships, KPIs, and synonyms will be lost. First, Power BI Desktop has an icon where the File menu should be. Click on the File icon to the left of the Home tab. Choose Import, Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and select your Excel workbook. An oddly old message appears saying, "We don't work directly with Excel workbooks, but we know how to extract the useful content from them." Click Start. In the end, a message will show you where the migration is complete and the report has been imported. Keep in mind that Power BI Desktop offers a full version of Power Query. You can use the Home Edit button to launch Power Query. Welcome to a new unfamiliar world. Power BI opens with a vast expanse of white nothing covering the middle 80% of your screen. A common reaction is, what do I do now? Let's take a look at various elements in the Power BI screen. In the top right are the two panels called Visualizations and Fields. The Fields panel is essentially like the top part of a Power Pivot field list. While you are starting out to see table names like Calendar, Geography, and Sales, you can use the triangle icon to expand any table and see the fields in that table. The Visualizations panel starts with about 30 built-in data visualizations. You can add more visualizations using the icon with the 3 dots. Below the panel of visualizations is the Values area. This is like the bottom half of the pivot table fields list. You will drag fields here to create a visualization. The paint roller icon leads to various formatting choices that are available for visualization. The lower left of the Power BI desktop screen is labeled Page 1 and a plus sign in to add more pages. These are like worksheet tabs in Excel. You can build a report with multiple pages of dashboards. In the top left of the screen, there are 3 icons labeled Report, Data, and Model. The Report view is where you will build your dashboard. The Data view shows the data loaded into Power BI. It is very similar to the Manage Data Model screen in Power Pivot. The Model view is identical to the Diagram view in Power Pivot. To create effective reports in Power BI, you want to make some relationships and further customize your data. Click on the model icon. You will see that Power BI Desktop automatically detected a relationship between the Sales table and the Geography table in the Relationships view. Hover over the line between the tables and Power BI Desktop will show you that the Customer field is used to create the relationship in both tables. You will also note that Power BI could not figure out the Calendar table should be related to the Sales table. And if you resize the tables and press this Upgrade button, you will see the Sigma icon next to Quantity, Revenue, COGS, and Profit. This is correct and means that Power BI will summarize those fields. By default, Power BI Desktop will want to sum any field that is completely numeric. Override this behavior for years, months, and account numbers, and so on. If you want to prevent the Profit field, for example, from showing up as a sum of profit, follow these steps. 1. Click on the Data icon. It is the second of 3 icons along the left side of the screen. In the Data view, you will see the values from one of your tables. To switch to another table, select the table from the Fields panel on the right side of the screen. As Excel Pro, looking on the right side of the screen seems foreign. You would think that there should be tabs at the bottom of the screen for 3 data tables. 2. Click on the heading for Profit to select that column. 3. Go to the Column Tools tab in Power BI. Change the default summarization from Sum to Don't Summarize. You can repeat the same steps for any other numeric columns that should not be summarized. In other data, you might find numeric account numbers, cost centers, or item numbers. Power BI Desktop cannot plot the data on a map if you have fields like city, zip code, or state. Using the Data view, display the Geography table. Click on each heading for city, state, and region and choose the appropriate data type using the Data Category drop-down menu on the Columns Tools tab. If you want to display images in your report, include a column with the URL for each image. Choose the image URL category for that column. When you display the field in a table, the image from that URL will appear. Your company will have specific terms that are used. One of the cool features of Power BI is the ability to type natural language queries. If you define synonyms, Power BI will recognize that MLO is referring to the COGS field in the data. Select the model icon, the third icon along the left side of the screen. Now click on the appropriate table in the diagram view. A panel along the right side lists all of the fields. For example, if I click the COGS field from the sales table, I can see the synonyms for the properties window. Now that your data has been set up in Power BI Desktop, it's time to begin creating charts and tables that will appear in the dashboard. Click the report icon. This is the top of the three icons along the left side of the Power BI Desktop. The large empty white canvas appears in the center of your screen. Look in the Visualizations panel. There are many built-in tools available. To get your feet wet, choose the first item, a stacked bar chart. Notice that the field areas change from values to axis, legend, and value. Every time that you choose a visualization type, the list of field types will change. When you choose a bar chart from the Visualizations panel, a tile placeholder appears on the canvas. You can resize this tile using any of the 8 resize handles, or drag the title bar area, it is in the vicinity of the 2 horizontal bars near the top center, to move it to a different location. Before you add fields to visualization, it starts as a blank tile. To add fields to the visualization, choose a revenue from the sales table. Choose region from the geography table. Region will move to the axis drop zone. Revenue will move to the values drop zone. At the top of the drop zones, there is a paint roller icon. Click that to find formatting options for the chart. These options will be different depending on the type of visualization. So, I want you to remember that you can use Paint Roller section to format your chart. For example, the data labels have been turned off. Let's turn them on. And look now at the chart. The remaining options in the figure let you customize the appearance of data labels. Notice that every option has a drop-down arrow with more options. You might experiment with the Show Background options. You can color the tile with any theme color and set the transparency for the color. The third icon is the Analytics icon. This looks like a search box with a chart trend line in the magnifying glass. For the bar chart visualization, the only choice is to add a constant line. Some companies might have the need to show a line at the arbitrary position. Let's add a constant line with a value of $1.5 million. As you can see, we draw the dotted line at $1.5 million. So we have created a bar chart with data labels and a constant line at $1.5 million. There are 2 different ways to sort this chart. Use the 3 dots icon in the top right of the chart to choose if the region should be sorted alphabetically or by revenue. Notice the small yellow vertical line. That shows us the option that is enabled right now. I will change the sorting order to ascending and I will sort by region. The changes appear on the chart. The other icon to the left is a focus mode icon. Instead, you can use the spotlight selection in the menu. This causes all of the other charts to fade into the background and keeps the current chart as the focus. This will seem very simple, but it trips me up every time. In order to create a second tile in your report, you must click away from the first tile. It is easy. Click anywhere into the white nothingness of the report canvas. But if you forget to click away and click the column chart visualization, you will change the current chart from a bar chart to a column chart. I don't know why I frequently forget this step, but I constantly forget this step. Click into the white space of the report. Choose a column chart from the visualization panel. Move it to the right and resize it a bit. Drag revenue into the values area. Drag customer into the axis area. Drag product to the legend area. The result shown on our screen is a column chart with customers along the bottom. The 3 product lines are stacked for each column. In this particular data set, there are 10 big customers and a whole bunch of tiny customers. You could resize the column chart to be very wide and show the long tail of small customers, but you can also drag the right edge of the chart to show only the 10 largest customers. A scroll bar would let someone drag over to see the small customers. Here is where the magic of Power BI starts to kick in. Let's face it, you could have created both previous charts in Excel. The constant line would have required some Andy Pope style charting tricks, but it could have been done. The magic is how every chart in Power BI can filter other charts. Click on the bar for the central region in the first chart. The second chart will update. Central region customers will stay bright. Other customers will fade to a lighter color. Now how cool is that? Interactive hierarchies are very easy to set up in the Power BI desktop. Click the first bar chart to select it. Display the fields section in the Visualizations panel. The axis contains the region field. Drag 3 more fields from the geography table and drop them beneath region, state, city, and customer. Nothing appears to change in the chart, but you have set up a cool drill down feature. Once the hierarchy has been created, a new drill down icon appears to the top right of the chart. Click this icon to enable drill down mode. Once drill down mode is active, click on Central in the bar chart to see a new chart of all the states in the central region. Notice how the column charts update to show only customers in the central region. Now you could continue to click on Arkansas and drill down to Bentonville. Click on Bentonville and drill down to Walmart. But since that is not very interesting, click the drill up icon in the top left of the chart to return to all regions. Click on South and click on Texas. The results show the city level: Dallas, Irving, and Houston. The choices from the point shown here are very subtle. You could click on one of the 3 cities to show the customers in that city, or you could decide that you want to see all the customers in any of the 3 cities. The second icon on the top left is 2 down arrows. Click that icon to move 1 level down the hierarchy without any further filtering. You will see Exxon, AT&T, Southwest, SBC, and Compaq. To return to the region level, click the drill up icon several times. Power BI visualizations are an open source, so you will find a wide array of useful and not so useful visualizations. Let's find out how you can add new visualizations to Power BI Desktop. The last icon in the visualizations area is 3 dots. Click those dots and choose Get More Visuals. You can browse a variety of free visualizations. Installing new visualizations from the marketplace is a hassle-free experience. Let's search for aquarium. Click the Add button next to the Enlighten aquarium. After adding the Enlighten aquarium visualization, you will see a new fish icon in the visualizations panel. If you don't see it, just close and open the new visualizations window panel and it will appear immediately. Click in a blank area of your report canvas. Add a new visualization by clicking the fish icon in the visualizations panel. The field drop zones are now labeled fish and fish size. Drag customer to the fish area and revenue to the fish size. An aquarium appears in your report with various sized fish swimming back and forth. Click on the biggest fish. It will stop swimming and an information panel appears with Walmart and 869,454. The aquarium will respond to cross-filtering. If you filter the bar chart to just south, only the 5 fish from the south region will be swimming. Now that your data has been set up in Power BI Desktop, you can share it with others by publishing it to Power BI. Power BI runs on any modern browser. There are dedicated apps for the iPad, iPhone, and Android phones. The default report is designed for a computer screen. If your report will be consumed by people on mobile phones, you can specify how the tiles should be arranged on the phone. In Power BI Desktop, go to View, Mobile Layout. You can rearrange and resize the visualization tiles. On the Home tab in Power BI, choose Publish. Power BI asks if you want to save these changes. The Publish to Power BI dialog box will ask you which workspace to use. Let's choose My Workspace. Notice the message Success after publishing, where you can choose to view in Power BI or to see insights. The Office 365 version of Excel offers an artificial intelligence feature called Insights. It works great and uses artificial intelligence to look for patterns in your data. Power BI also has an Insights feature. In Excel, the feature would offer 30+ different charts. In Power BI, you get 4 charts. I suppose there is a much better chance of finding something interesting in 30 charts instead of 4 charts. So far, the insights in Excel seem better than those in Power BI, but this is one of those features that might improve over time. For example, the top left chart detected that more cities tend to mean more geography. This is a trivial discovery and not useful at all. In the lower right chart, there were many more dates with invoices in the manufacturing sector than any other sector. Again, this is because manufacturing is the largest sector and is a trivial discovery. One of the best features to demo in Power BI is the Q&A feature. To try out the Q&A feature, choose one chart and from Insert tab, click on the Q&A button. Once you have a report, you can type natural language queries. As you type, Power BI will generate new visual reports or new tables. Do you remember defining synonyms all the way back in the previous lesson? At that point, you predicted that the executives at your company would ask for more MLO instead of COGS. When someone asks show MLO by product, a chart renders with a total cost of goods sold by product.